You remember when BLM activists and protesters trashed black neighborhoods in the name of racial equality?
Overnight, Minneapolis on fire. Protesters leaving an auto parts store in flames. Others seen looting a local Target.
Tonight was a different night of protesting.
Before progressives began to trash Democrat-led cities where abortion is still legal in the name of keeping abortion still legal, I thought that we would talk for a minute about exactly what it is that they're so mad about. I'm Cliff from Not Gospel Studios, and this is our analysis of Roe v. Wade being overturned, what it means for the U.S., what it means for us as citizens, and what it means for abortion on the large scale. Before we get any deeper into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more quality independent content. So Roe v. Wade being overturned, what does it mean to the average citizen who doesn't want to spend hours of every single day studying political policy and jargon to figure it out? What does it mean to Joe Schmo like myself who just wants to live his life, drink his coffee, raise his kids, and be a good citizen, and occasionally ruffle some feathers with a controversial video? What the overturning of Roe v. Wade actually means is that the federal government, the people in D.C., the hats that never see you or me, that never talk to us, that don't know how we feel about these complicated issues, they no longer can make sweeping nationwide laws about the complicated issue of abortion. What the overturning of Roe v. Wade does is put the power of abortion laws and regulations back into the states and local government's hands. Why is this important? Why is this the right answer, in my opinion? Why, other than just being pro-life, why do I think that this is a good thing? Well, it's mainly because the U.S. is such a large, widespread, vast, and ideologically diverse and culturally diverse nation. The idea of abortion should not be handled from a small group of representatives in D.C. Life looks incredibly different for people based on where they're at in the U.S. The cost of living is vastly different from California to Kentucky to New York to Texas. What you do for a living vastly varies. The average median income varies. The cultural demographic varies drastically in terms of religion, in terms of ethnicity. All of these things vary drastically based on geographically where you are in the U.S. And since abortion is a complicated issue, an ideological issue, a moral issue at times, it makes perfect sense that the people in a specific region should have say in whether or not abortion is legal in their region and whether or not their tax dollars go to fund abortion. And if you're a pro-choice advocate or if you're on the fence about pro-choice, let me explain to you why the money talk or the talk about tax dollars, why that is relevant. If you're someone like me who's pro-life, who believes that abortion is the termination of a human being, a pre-born human being, then if your tax dollars are going to fund abortions and government subsidies of abortions for other people, you are condoning, endorsing, and supporting and providing funds for murder. Why do I hold this opinion that abortion is actually baby murder? Why would I say that? I know that that's offensive, and I'm not trying to be deliberately offensive to anybody who went through the issue of an abortion. I know it's a complicated issue, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can while still having my right to my opinion. Why do I think it is murder? Or why do I think it's the termination of a human life? Well, a study from Harvard recently polled over 2,000 Americans and asked them this question: Who do you think has the best idea or should be the most trusted voice on determining when a human life begins? They asked that question. The vast, overwhelming majority, it was 86% of these people said that academic biologists should be the people whose opinions are most trusted when determining when a human life begins. That's what they said. The study went on then to poll and survey over 5,000 academic biologists from around the world. and ask them that question: when does the human life begin? And 95% of those academic biologists surveyed said the human life begins at fertilization. It begins at conception. Now, that doesn't necessarily match the narrative of it's just a fetus, it's not a human that we hear propagated all the time in the media, but that's the facts. That's what the academic biologists say, that the human life begins at fertilization. Because of that, if you abort an unborn child, you're terminating a human life. The science is pretty evident on that. And if you're like me, who does not condone murder, someone who believes every life is precious, that's a part of my Christian faith, my Christian values. I believe every life is precious. I believe that even some of the worst criminals are not too far beyond redemption. Like they got to be given a chance. I have serious issues and wrestle with the death penalty. Honestly, like I feel like that has to be looked at very carefully when you're sentencing someone to death. That's a grave thing, and that's a significant power to put in the hands of government and fallible people. That's a serious thing. As somebody who wrestles with these concepts, if you tell me that A, we're going to make abortion legal, and B, we're going to make you pay for it, I get pretty upset about it. Because it's essentially, you're forcing me through my money, forcing me to condone baby murder. So what does this all mean with the overturning of Roe v. Wade? What is actually going to happen? Well, I imagine you're going to see some serious protests. They've already been protesting for weeks now. AOC has already told people to get out and cause more chaos. I'm paraphrasing, but you saw her talking about how this ruling from the Supreme Court needs to be overturned.
Abortion safe and legal! Keep abortion safe and legal! This decision must not stand! This decision must not stand! Legal abortion on demand! Legal abortion on demand!
Supreme Court justices have already received death threats about this ruling. And why? Why? Why have they received these death threats? So that the local people in local government can't have a say in whether or not abortion is legal and whether or not their money goes to fund abortions.
A California man has now been charged with attempting to kill or kidnap Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Authorities say 26-year-old Nicholas Roski went to the justice's Maryland residence with a small arsenal that included a tactical police vest, pepper spray, zip ties, a Glock 17 pistol, and 2 magazines of ammunition. According to an interview with an FBI agent, Roski was angry about the shooting in Uvalde and the leaked Supreme Court draft about Roe v. Wade.
For several years now, Planned Parenthood has received nearly $500 million in tax dollars from the U.S. government, from U.S. citizens. $500 million has gone to support, yes, healthcare and women's healthcare and reproductive rights, but also a predominant amount of that money has gone to fund abortions. So remember when the protests begin, when the outrage begins to come and people start saying heinous things like posting signs, like grotesque signs that say coat hanger abortions are coming, and that if you're a conservative, if you're a pro-lifer, you're an evil person and a bigot and you don't care about women. When all this starts coming down the pipeline, remember what they're really protesting. They're protesting states having the right to decide and having a voice in whether or not abortion is legal in their region, in their area. This to me is ridiculous. The outrage is ridiculous. It should be ridiculous to anybody. And it should make perfect sense that on an issue as complicated as abortion, we do not want a small group of entitled people in Washington deciding for us what we can and cannot do, what our money has to go to, what we have to pay for, and what's legal in our region about this sensitive issue. If you feel differently than I do, if you have some kind of different information, some kind of odd angle on this topic that you want to share with me or that you want to contest or contend with my opinion on it, I welcome it. I welcome your comments. Keep them family friendly and don't spam, and just let me know what you think. I'm not trying to be over judgmental. I'm just passionate about this issue. I'm passionate about adjusting our adoption policies to make it easier for people who desperately want babies to be able to get babies. I'm passionate about finding better solutions in the long run that are going to make abortion never the option. That's what I'm passionate about. But let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was informative. If you have more questions about this, feel free to write it in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Keep supporting quality, independent content. And as always, keep being awesome, because that's how God made you.